What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be talking about the recent direct offering made by Nano Dimension yesterday for $180 million. So this was 30 million American depository shares at $6 a piece. So we've seen, every offering they're going up $1. So this one was for $6. Now I want to immediately shoot down some claims that people are making against me personally. I've had a couple people come at me saying that I work for Nano Dimension, or that they're trying to pay me to, talk about their company, or, some really bogus claims with no substance behind it just because I'm not freaking out in my videos. Like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to stand up and start flailing my arms around? Have you guys never watched Deadnsyde's videos? He makes a very good point at being dead inside and just analyzing the facts that you have. And I feel like the problem is that a lot of people have their preconceived notions about direct offerings or registered direct offerings or offerings in general. I feel like if you don't really understand the company and what they're trying to do, or you haven't heard their earnings calls, you haven't read their press releases, if you don't have any of this information readily available in your mind, then it's going to be really hard to paint the bigger picture because you don't know what the hell they're doing. You know what I'm saying? The reason I'm not freaking out is because if you go back to my old videos, you know exactly how I feel about Nano Dimension, which is based on the information that all of us have, by the way. So this is the picture that I have painted for myself based on public information that all of you have the same access to. So that's the difference there. I have done my own due diligence. So that's why when I come out and bring these videos to you guys, it's not like I'm not trying to sensationalize anything. I'm just trying to bring you the facts. This is what we have. This is what I'm giving you. I get sometimes I might get a few points incorrect, but that's okay to be wrong. Again, this is just a educational platform at the end of the day. I am not a financial advisor. But what I'm saying is that the more you know about these companies, it's a lot easier to paint a picture for what they're going to be doing later. So unless you can paint a picture around why they would be, raising so much money, then to you, it just looks like, all right, they're trying to raise as much money and then sell out. That is not at all the case here. This is not like Enron doing a registered direct offering, okay, with no underlying product or service. The financials in Nano Dimension are not fluffed as they would have been if it were, let's say, Enron. They are not trying to cover anything up. They have a product, or at least as far as I know, they're not trying to cover anything up. But what I'm saying is that right now they have an underlying product. We know that they want to expand the business based on their previous investor presentations. We know they have a roadmap, right? So right now, all we have to do is just see what they're going to do with this money. We have to see, are they going to follow this roadmap? So the things we're going to be looking for is just, it's going to be in future press releases, and it's going to be things that we see in the financial statements. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Nothing else. You don't need to assume things just because they're raising money. It sucks that they are technically diluting shareholders like, you and I, but I feel like the fact that they're getting more institutional investors involved in the company is going to be healthy in the long run of things. If you want to see stability in Nano Dimension stock, it's not going to happen when the majority of shareholders are retail traders. Because honestly, us retail traders, emotional and dumb for the most part. Let's look at Tesla. I'm not saying they're on the same level as Tesla at all, but if we look at Tesla, they're sitting on over 1 billion shares now, right? Or close to 1 billion. I think it's 985 or 990 million shares. We want to see bigger institutional ownership in Nano Dimension. So as time goes on, I believe Nano Dimension sees their company in the same light that, they see themselves becoming a multi-billion-dollar company. And right now with, a little over 100 million shares outstanding after this next offering, I don't think that their intention is to, scare off retail investors. And the ones that they do scare off simply just don't understand the business enough. So this is just my initial thought on this. Another point I wanted to make about this offering is the fact that with this offering, we can see now how much easier it is for them to raise almost $200 million as opposed to, the recent 4 offerings. We had $2.30, we had $3, $4, $5. That ended up coming out to around $210 million. And then here we are getting, almost $200 million in one swoop. So it's going to be a lot easier for them to raise money, obviously, the higher the stock price goes. And the more money they have, the better. Because in my opinion, This is not interest-bearing debt, okay? This is money that they are getting from us investors, and we are relying on them to execute with this money. So it doesn't make any sense to jump to conclusions right now just because we have not gotten that far yet. Nano Dimension's director, Yaron Eaton, in September 10th of this year, is purchasing from the company a warrant to buy up to 1.5 million of the company's American depository shares. The cost of the warrant is $150,000. Nano Dimension's one-of-its-kind Dragonfly LDM fabrication machine that enables 3D printing, let me skip this, is a winning combination at this point. I know the company, its markets, its unprecedented barriers to entry for competition, so saying that he believes it's hard for competition to, enter the market and compete with Nano Dimension at this point, which it has built through unique material, process, and related intellectual property. So here he is putting his personal money into possibly exercising these warrants later, which I think he will, especially if the company does do what they're saying they're going to do in the future. And then we also were made aware in August of this year that the CEO, Yoav Stern, also purchased the same Series A warrants, but this one is up to almost 7 million American depository shares, and he also had to pay $150,000 up front. So again, Yoav said, my investment was proposed by me 6 months ago when I joined the company, but regulatory circumstances request shareholders' approval, which was granted on July 7th. It is important for me to align my interest with my partners, the shareholders of Nano Dimension, that's me and you, by becoming an investor like them. In addition, it is important to me to demonstrate my commitment to our devoted employees and forfeit all of my stock options so that they will be available for allocation to present and future teams rather than myself. So these are just things that are just showing that they have, vested interest in this company, especially if they're going to be on the board. Like, obviously we want them to be for the company. And these are signs that I think we should be looking for. Mr. Yaron Eaton is a technology entrepreneur, founder, and investor with over 30 years of experience building and running privately held and publicly traded companies in the United States and Israel. He currently serves as the CEO and co-founder of DeepCube Limited, which is a deep learning software accelerator for inference. And I went on their website. You see DeepCube for deep learning. You scroll down, you see Yaron Eaton right here. This is what he looks like. So I know a lot of us were expecting that once this company was around $1 billion in market cap, the stock would be worth, maybe I think it was like close to $12 or $13. But right now with the market cap at $1 billion, it's actually only going to be around $7 or $8. So I know it sucks that we don't really get to experience the gains, but anyone who has been in this company early already is experiencing gains. And if you're long-term in this company, you know that this is the beginning. So again, I don't see these cash raises as a bad thing. And this is just my personal opinion because I have my own preconceived notion, if that's what you want to call it, of, Nano Dimension, because I already have my own picture of Nano Dimension in my head. Like, I have my own scenario, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, like played out in my head how they're going to do things. And that's pretty much why I'm not freaking out over these offerings. Why would you not want a company that's trying to commercialize their revolutionary product raise as much capital during, really hard times just so they can, expand that idea? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, people just don't have the right mindset about Nano Dimension. And I think this lack of understanding will hurt people. It's going to be very hard to build your own conviction if all you're doing is looking at the stock markets, is pretty much my point here. So if you're only looking at stock markets and charts and, things of that nature and just looking at your money, it's going to be very hard to sleep at night, especially if you're heavily invested in them. So anyone who has been around the channel for a long time already knows that I have been accumulating, at least relatively speaking. I think it's like a pretty big share count, but I have a lot of shares in this company already. If you look through my old videos, I don't remember which one, but I have posted my holdings in Nano Dimension, and I feel like I have a ton of shares. I have interest in, bringing as much information to you guys as possible. Remember, all the information I bring to you guys is publicly available to all of you. So I am simply doing the service of bringing this to you guys. It is up to you to build your own picture or preconceived notion around, offerings and Nano Dimension in general as a company. So on the surface, it looks bad, but really the underlying motives I think are good. So we just have to wait. So from now on, what I want to see in Nano Dimension is going to be increased R&D. Like, I want to see, they have $400 million, right? So we're going to have to see a ton of research and development. If they could spend a big chunk of that in R&D and still survive, because right now we know they can't install their machines because a lot of these warehouses and factories and things of that nature are not letting people in because of CV-19. But if they can spend a ton of money on R&D, grow their nano services, and then still sell a few printers to the people who are open in the world, I think this is just, this is just the process of, building up their business. It's not going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So we have to let them do their thing. They have money now, and it's pretty much with zero interest, right? It's not interest-bearing debt. So I think this is a good thing. They're taking money from investors. Okay, I understand, but we just have to let them do their thing. We cannot assume anything. When you assume, that's when you start getting these bad thoughts in your mind, and then you start to, starts to spiral out of control. And then now you went from a week ago thinking that Nano Dimension is the best company in the world to, today you think they're a fraud, right? So you need to learn as much as you can, build your own image in your head of Nano Dimension and the position they're in. If you need help with that, I have a ton of videos on Nano Dimension, so I don't really have to go over that too much in detail, but I have a lot of videos. So if you're trying to educate yourself on them, go ahead and check out those other videos. But what I'm saying is knowledge right now is the most important thing you need, because if you're looking at stock price, you're probably not going to sleep at night, honestly. So just keep that in mind. If you are invested in this company or are like interested in investing in Nano Dimension, this is part of their game right now, is raising a ton of money. So I would expect it at this point. Once we're at like maybe $8 or $9 a share, if we get to that point, we could definitely see a $7 raise, and I wouldn't be surprised. We would probably get another filing in the SEC, but so there would kind of be some warning before that, I believe. But chances are we will see even more money raised. I'm not sure how much money they want before they're like happy with the pile that they have. Guys, we have to realize this is like, this technology does not exist. Okay, besides Nano Dimension, this technology does not exist. Okay, so I feel like they're just, positioning themselves like a big company, as they should. Those are just thoughts right off the top of my head. And if any of you guys have questions, or you guys have thoughts about this, go ahead and interact in the comments, leave your comments, because again, this is a platform for everyone to share their ideas of this company, or whatever company you want to talk about for that matter. Share what you think is wrong about this, and that way you could at least share ideas with other people, and it helps other people be able to think for themselves about this company. So that's why I say knowledge is power in this business. But yeah, you guys were wondering how I felt about this offering, and that's pretty much my thoughts there. This is about 23 minutes of me recording. I'm not sure how much of this video is going to end up on YouTube. I'd still have to edit this, but pretty much I've been talking this entire time, and that's how I feel about it. I've been looking into Nano Dimension for almost like 3 full months now. And, after 3 months of looking at something, you start to understand it. So if you're new to my channel, thank you guys for, making it this far and listening to my thoughts, even if you, don't understand exactly how I feel about Nano Dimension. But at the end of the day, I'm just giving you my thoughts and public information that's available to all of us. It's up to you guys to decide how you want to put that picture together, if you know what I'm saying. So anyways, that is it, guys. Thank you for making it this far in the video. If you liked what you were watching, go ahead and hit that like button. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell notification to get notified when I make videos just like this one. I'll probably make a follow-up on this if I get a lot more questions, chances are. But that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.